So once you ended everything, if you want to come out from any time, just press Q, then you will come out from this man page. It's a very lengthy information you can get using the man. So instead of man, we have a simple option called -H and -help. So both are going to show you same information with the shorter way of information. This is the better way. If you want to have more information, you can go with the man command. So man is going to provide the entire documentation, whatever is coming from the operating system. So and the next command would be pwd. So pwd is print current working directory or present working directory. So if you want to know where exactly you are currently, so at the time you want to know that which location I am currently working now. So now we can use the pwd command. So it is going to show you currently this is under /root. /root is a home directory of root partition. So in this way, for example, if you move some other directory and for example under etc, there are a couple of folders are there, and you move into that, sometimes it may not display the entire line here, and at the time so you want to verify where exactly I am, and just provide pwd. It will show you the current working directory or present working directory information. It's a very simple manner. And the next command, we are already using this command ls, show files in the current directory. So for example, what are the files and folders available in my current working directory? Wherever I am here, so I want to see all the files and folders. And normally in Windows you can see because it's a graphical view of thing. So even the Linux, Ubuntu, desktop also you can see all the files and folders whenever you move somewhere. But in the command line, if you want to see any kind of files and folders in a specific folder or anywhere, you just need to use ls command. ls will display only the files and folders names here. So without any kind of permissions or the who created owner of the file and group of the file, it's not going to display anything. Only in the 3 lines or whatever space it is available in the current window size, it will display the entire content in this way. You can see all the files and folders. You can move here and there. Here also, if you want to get the one by one, you can use the pipe ls. It will show you one by one. Those are the commands we already learned. So those commands are going to be used in this way. If you want to get the entire content one by one, just provide the pipe symbol for that output. So what exactly pipe is going to do, whatever the output is coming from the first command, it will provide as an input to the next command. So automatically the input will take as a less is going to do. So it's displaying all the content in a page by page, and once you press the enter, it will scroll up the line by line. Then you can get the entire content on the screen. So instead of moving cursor in the left right hand cursor here and there, it's better to display the content in the line by line way. So that is the way it's going to use. So now if you want to display the content in a listed way, I want to see the entire the file's permissions and as well as owner of the file and group of the file. When it is created, all the information are required. We have a simple command called with the ls. We have option called ls-l. So using this information, you can get the entire information. So the first column is going to show you the entire the file permission. Yesterday we saw that what exactly file permissions are there using this way. So forget about first character, so I'm going to explain in the later session. The first 3 letters are representing owner of the file, and like for this folder you can say read write x. So whole permission will have owner of the file, and the group next 3 letters would be the group permission. Last 3 letters would be others permission. Other than that, owner and group, whoever is there, everyone will get read and x permission. And this is the owner, and this is the group, and this is the size. So the folder size, every time you can see the 4096 only. It's not going to display the exact size of the any kind of folder, but the file size you can see that everything will show in the bytes. And whenever this created, so what time and what date this file and folder is created here, it will show everything in this manner using ls-l. So l is going to display in the listed manner. So now here also in the Linux also we have the concept called hidden files. So there are a couple of hidden files will be available. So everywhere, some of the sessions for each and every home directory. So for example, root, the current working directory is the slash root. This is the home directory of root. So there are a couple of hidden files will be available. For now, if I do ls-l, only I can see that these are the files you can see now. I want to see any hidden files are available in this location. What I can do, I need to provide a. So A is going to show you, hyphen A is going to show you all the hidden files information. See, there are a couple of hidden files available. These are the hidden files. So whatever files are started with the dot symbol, so all those files are hidden files. You cannot see with the normal way of ls-l command. You need to use hyphen A option. Just include A with the hyphen L. So it will show you the entire hidden files as well. And if you want to create any kind of file with the hidden also, it is possible. Currently this is unique is able to see with ls-l. So now if I want to move, like if I want to convert it to hidden file, so what you need to do is, so move this file, mv is the command, the simple command to change the name from unique to, so dot unique. Just add dot, I'm just changing the file name because I cannot change from the directly clicking on that. So you need to use some simple command mv to move from one name to another name. Using the mv command, I'm changing from unique to dot unique. So now the file name will be changed. If I do ls-l, the unique is not displaying now because that is a hidden file now. Use hyphen A option, then you can see that information. So whenever you want to see all the hidden files as well, just add a hyphen A option with your output command ls, then it will show you all the hidden files as well in this output. The same way we just used move command from source to destination. So to rename any kind of file or directory, whatever name is there currently, it is showing you want to change that, use the mv command. So provide existing name and the space and whatever desired name you want to provide for that, for the destination file. So you can use mv command to change the any kind of file or folder names. The next thing would be rm. If you want to delete any kind of file or directory, we are going to use rm. So for example, let me create one more directory as well. So directory, the test. Under the test, I'm going to create one file as well. So we want to create any empty file, a simple command called touch. So using touch, we can create any kind of empty file. So it doesn't have any kind of context in this file, only the one empty file with this name will be created. Under test I want to create, that is the reason the test is a directory in the current working directory or present working directory. Under test I want to create one file, that is the reason I need to provide full path. So this is a test directory. Under test I want to create one file called stest. So if you want to see that the context, you can do ls-l, so provide the directory path, then it will show you what are the files available. You can see the 0 bytes. So it doesn't have any kind of size, only the empty, the file is created. So now if I want to delete some files here, for example, if I want to delete file 2, just use rm and provide the information, the file name, it will delete the file now. And in the same way, if you want to delete this directory, this is not possible because cannot remove test is a directory. So directory we cannot delete using rm command directly. So instead of rm, what we will do, rm minus r. So recursively you are going to delete. So now you can see that the test is deleted. You need to use hyphen r option to delete any kind of directory. So what it will treat, rm command, there is some files and folders will be available inside the test because the test is a directory, and it want to delete recursively. So for that, recursively in the sense, it will go to the inside of directory, whatever files and folder there. If it is again one folder is there, into that the folder, if it is any kind of files or folders there, recursively it will go inside of the folders and folder, and everything one by one it will delete, and finally it will delete the test directory. That is what happened in the background. So that is the reason it is going to ask for the recursive command hyphen r option. Otherwise you cannot delete directory with directly rm command. Yes, any more doubts?
Yeah, hi. If you wanna like recover the same file, how can you make it?
Once you delete rm, you cannot recover anything. We don't have any kind
Okay.
of dustbin or recycle bin kind of thing here. That's the reason
Oh,
run command is very, very dangerous command.
oh, okay.
So you need to make sure that whenever you delete, before deleting, you need to make sure is that able to delete or not.
Okay, okay.
It's like how do you
Thank you.
delete any kind of files in Windows? Shift plus delete.
Yeah, it's gonna delete
Yes,
entirely. Yeah.
yes. It's the same way run command.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And the next thing, copy. So for example, if you want to have one more copy of your file, then you can use simple command called copy. And now I want to copy this file into a different name, with the same content. So provide the different name, the content will be same, and you will get duplicate. Just you are creating some duplicate file. So how we used in the initial session cat, the cat this file and provided the greater than symbol and providing different name. It's creating duplicate file. In the same way, the CP is also going to use to create any kind of duplicate file and with a different name.